Good morning. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. Beautiful Saturday. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone. Aaron go bra. Did I say it right? I don't even know. You know what? We forgot. Ron Alexander from Shelby Mechanical's in studio, and he was supposed to remind me to DoorDash green bagels.
Oh, we forgot.
Yeah.
Doggone it.
You know what? At the break, maybe I'll see if we can do like a quick dash. Yeah, right? So in studio this morning, Eric Urbane, MissDig811.org. Welcome, Eric.
Good morning.
We've got Ron Alexander, Shelby Mechanical, 30-year veteran in the plumbing business. All the pipes are clean.
Good morning. I'll go produce a show if you want to send him.
Yeah, right? You can't, there's buttons you're not allowed to touch.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. Which button do I push?
There's one that, it's called the dump key. And then a good friend of mine and Hire It Done certified landscaper, Greg Grapsidis from The Landscaper. Welcome back, buddy.
Well, I'm glad to be back. Always a pleasure.
How you doing, my friend?
Very well.
Are you ready for this season?
I am so ready. It hurts.
Okay, so you're ready.
Oh, God, we want to get to work so bad.
All right, so let's get right to it. Do you call Miss Dig on every job?
Every job.
You do, don't you?
Every job.
Okay, here's a guy, high fives, right? Landscapers. You know how many times I talk to landscapers, and obviously, he knows better than most. They're like, Mistake, yeah, only when we, no. He just said it. Every job. There you have it, right?
Every job.
He had quite a smile when he said that, though.
I'm a happy guy. I'm here with you guys this morning. What more do I want in life?
Right? Well, listen, it's important. Hey, Eric, do you have to call Mistake for roofing companies?
Well, if they have some unique methods to their roofing, maybe. But yeah,
Right.
Typically, if they're not going to be doing any type of excavating, we wouldn't be worried about roofing so much.
Shout out to Kathy Coble from the Roof Resource. She's listening. Good morning, Kathy. 248-539-9797. It's Shout Out Saturday. It's Salt Sale Saturday. And it's a questionnaire. If you want to text us a question that maybe Google can't answer, give us a shot. Plumbing, landscaping, underground everything. We're all good with that. Hey, Greg, we got Greg Grapsidis from The Landscaper. Greg, right now you're doing work, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
What are you setting up for the season?
We're getting everything ready. We're waiting for the ground to kind of...
Thaw a little?
Not thaw. No, we didn't really have a freeze. We're waiting for it to just dry up a little bit. And we're ready to get out there and go to work, get the temperatures little
How far are
stable.
you guys booked out?
So it's about end of June.
End of June?
Yeah.
So if someone hears this and calls now, said, I heard you on the radio. My kid's graduation party's June 1st. Can you get me done?
Kid's graduation party, unless it's in July, is not going to happen right now.
Right.
Things that we should have planned, over the winter, last fall, we talk about it all the time. Things that, we can't, there's a process. We got to wait for Miss Dig to come out, obviously. But we can still fit you in. We'll get you going. Like I said, it's a process. We'll help you pick out all your stuff, and we'll get you on the schedule. And
I've got a question for you.
sure, shoot.
Yeah.
Big boulders.
Yep.
I'm in a sandy area in Shelby Township on these little lakes.
Yep.
And I have a constant problem of the soil washing down and then exposing the rocks again. There's some sheeting in there, some fiber. Should I put some kind of drainage to catch the water to try to get it away, or what's the?
So the boulders are on the.
They're laying on the beach.
Okay.
But topsoil butts up to them, so they're
Okay.
exposed
So
on
the
the beach
topsoil-
side, but it kind of tops up.
So
to
the
them.
topsoil's falling over.
Everything's kind of washing down inside it.
So the boulders, they're round, or Mother Nature made them that way, and so we could put some smaller boulders in there to kind of fill those gaps. We can put some fabric behind there, dig it out, put some fabric behind there. We could put some drainage behind there that might help, but just the boulders, that opening there between the boulders, sometimes it's hard.
Yeah, that's right. It's been a constant battle. I just deal with it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's interesting. So when you are moving equipment around on a site, you use bobcats or Eric, if someone's they're delivering boulders and they got bobcats going around, that weight is pushing down. In general safety and practice, if you're going to do any kind of landscaping that has involved some heavy equipment, you automatically should call a mistake, right?
It doesn't hurt, right? There are certain types of work specifically laid out. You have to do that, but for what it costs to use our service, why not, right?
Yeah.
And it really depends on where you're at too, right? So people might not give it a second thought, but you are crossing, let's just say, pipeline right of way with
Okay.
your equipment. They want to know that, and we're the easiest way to make that happen.
Okay, I'm down with that. Makes sense. Have you ever had any problems when you hit a gas or electrical line? Because, Ron hits them all the time.
I was listening earlier to Father
You can't
Adam,
prove
and
that.
the confession sounded terrible.
Father Adam?
But yeah, I like it. I like
You
it.
sure may have
I
another.
like it. Hail Mary.
He guilted me into admitting it.
He tricked you. He's good at that.
I got in trouble once. I asked him about those cookies you put on the mouth. I don't think. When you go in front of the thing, they put a thing in your mouth.
yeah.
Isn't that a cookie?
No, I
Communion.
don't know.
Is it communion?
Yeah.
I'm Greek Orthodox. I don't know anything about that.
Okay, well, I
So,
didn't know.
yeah.
It's a communion?
Yeah.
It's a wafer.
It's a wafer?
It's a wafer.
Vanilla wafer?
Can't go back for tooth.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They don't give you a piece of pizza.
It's not Sunday breakfast.
Does it go under the tongue or on top of the tongue?
On top. Or you can they'll put it in your hand if you don't want them.
Okay, I have a question. Are they flavored?
No, they're pretty bland.
Oh, that's it. We're going to do flavored wafers.
There you go.
Oh, my
Let's call
God.
the- let's call the Pope.
Pumpkin
Wine.
spice, chocolate chip.
Well, you get a sip of wine with it if you'd like.
Well, that's great
Some
for you.
churches.
I have Manischewitz, okay?
Manischewitz.
But let me say this.
Boone's Farm.
Manischewitz is my wine. Here's what we'll do.
Manischewitz.
We'll come up with chocolate chip wafers, right?
bad
And an
idea.
extra charge, we'll donate it to the church. It's a racket. I'm already in on it.
You're already in it. You're an
right.
idea guy, aren't
All right,
you?
we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, more home improvement shenanigans. Watch us on Facebook Live, by the way. It's a good view, as you always know. My name's Adam Helfman. Keep it locked in here. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We're having an awesome conversation this morning. 248-539-9797. If you're a contractor, you want to shout out, text us. We'll give you a shout out. Of course, if you have a question for Greg Rapsidis, he's the landscaper. Anything landscaping, we're here. Ryan Alexander from Shelby Mechanical.
Good morning.
He's here because he's a 30-year plumber, and he's the number one guy on Miss Dig for breaking electrical plumbing underground.
We need to get him a plaque
Number
or
one on their hit
something.
parade.
Yeah.
He needs a trophy.
Yeah. And of course,
I keep 'em
Eric
busy.
Urbane from missdig811.org. Shout out to H&H Renovations, Javier Hernandez Vato. He's listening, and his crew. He does great work. So, Eric, let's talk about something. Someone calls Miss Dig on Monday. They're not
Yes.
getting it Tuesday.
No. So we have a 3 business day window for the Mistig process, right? So if you call us on Monday, you're going to be able to dig on Thursday morning.
Okay.
Right? So we'll take the call anytime, but too often, you have that home improvement project or there's something happening on Saturday and oops, I'm going to call on Friday afternoon as soon as I remember to think about it. But you're not going to have the marks on the ground there. So it's a 3-day window. And then another important thing to remember with that is our what we call our tickets, the requests you're actually creating when you talk to us. They're good for 21 calendar days, right? So
21 days. So if you come out on the 1st and it's marked, I got all the way to March 21st.
to do that work, right? But for whatever reason, things get delayed,
Rain,
things
all
happen,
kinds
right?
of stuff.
So if you're going to be out there on day 22, you have to call us again, right? And other things happen.
Well, what can happen between the 21st and 22nd? Can the underground plumbing move? Did someone pull it?
Well, I mean,
No, better safe than sorry. I
Yeah,
understand.
right. Well, the odds are, the paint on the ground's just going to wash away. You're going to have any number of reasons the flags might be pulled.
Greg, have you ever done that? Called Miss Dig, and then you had to because you have a long lead time.
So we've done that where we've customer assigned, give us a deposit, we get back to the office, I give it to my office manager, she schedules it, and then the first thing she does is calls Mistig. Actually, she doesn't call, I think she goes on the computer, but and she calls Mistig. So sometimes we don't get to that job for 3, 4, 5 weeks, and then at that point we have to redo the whole process over again,
Right.
before we can get out there. Now the question I have for you is, so let's say we're on a job and we're on a job from the 18th day till the 25th day. Do we have to call Mistig again if we're on the job, actively working the job?
Yeah, if any excavation will take place beyond that 21st day, right? You're going to want to have a new request in for that work.
We've never ran across that before, but
Right, because for whatever reason, odds are low, right? But if something were to happen and it's on day 23 that you snag the cable line or whatever happens, typically the first question you're going to be asked by the representative from that utility is, what's your ticket number? And if they see that you don't have one or the one you did have is expired, no matter why
We got
that
a
got
problem
hit,
with Houston.
Yep, no matter why that was hit, now it's all of a sudden going to be your.
Ticket
I'm
number.
gonna say Ron Alexander did.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Listen,
Listen, look at his track record.
No,
That's exactly right.
they won't believe you because we never call him on. Come on.
Yeah,
Who is this? Who is this guy? I never heard of him.
I don't see him in the system anywhere. I've never heard.
is she single? Is Miss Dig single? What does she look like?
Yeah.
248-539-9797. I didn't realize this. We have a whole list of questions. I hit
Great.
refresh. I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, great.
So Ryan from West Bloomfield, he wants to know, what's the best pizza oven out there?
Pizza. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
he's
cover
calling
that
me.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Gosney Dome, he says the Gosney Dome, it's a good one, but I have a Fontana USA, the Monjafuco, gas and wood. It's as good as it gets.
is a
Eric
nice
from A1 Concrete Leveling's listening. Get your uneven sidewalks and driveways fixed. Eric, I need a concrete leveling guy. Get a hold of us. Adam@hireitdone.com. Trevor Hamilton from Hamilton Fence. He loves Miss Dig.
Right.
He says he's been calling it all the time. Hamilton Fence, great company. Anyone needs a fence, real good. How deep are gas and electric lines buried?
That's a good question. Each utility has their own installation standards, and it's going to be somewhere in the 2 to 4 foot range. But don't count on it always being there, right? Obviously,
That's true.
there's going to be
Yeah.
landscaping
Yeah.
that's going to happen. ground leveling, erosion. If you just assume that these lines are going to be 3 feet deep, and I'm only working 1 foot, I'm safe to work. You're going to find it the hard way, unfortunately.
They're normally about 18 inches, usually gas and electric.
Eric, I got a text. Hey, Adam, this is JJ, Jimmy James. JJ Jocinco. I know this guy really well. Tell Eric I said hi. I played basketball in high school with all 3 of his brothers.
Oh,
I know his
gosh.
dad and mom, all really great people. Tell him it's Jeremy's little brother.
That's awesome.
Eric used to call me man-child. Do you remember this guy?
Yeah, no, that's
Okay.
terrific.
Jimmy James is a patriot, a true patriot.
Good. Bless him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We need more
Guy's
of him.
Great. He's amazing. So I'm glad he's listening. Thank you for tuning in
Thank
today.
you.
I make lovely sign. My neighbor has an underground French drain clean out that she can't locate for many years. Can Miss Dig locate it?
French drain.
Yeah,
I'd rather
that's
call
gonna,
Shelby.
We can run our camera down it. We have locators that we can locate it with
Yeah,
our camera.
that's a
if
good
they-
one.
if they need
that
it.
that would actually be the best route to go. Through the misdig process. Again, the folks that we're going to send out, they're just going to tie up to the telephone, the cable, the gas. Something like that
makes
would be
sense.
outside of our realm.
Well, that's good. I make lovely sound. Okay, can he thaw out the golf course? They're going to play 18 holes.
It's probably thawed.
It's probably
Oh,
not
yeah,
bad.
I don't
We
think
haven't
you got to worry about the frost. You got to
No.
worry about the mush.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm that guy who's on the golf cart and it says stay on car pass only. My lazy ass went right over and then
I'll tell you what, don't go to a
Sunk.
fancy golf place because I mean
No.
they stop the car dead in its tracks if
You
you
know,
go
they
off.
have that
Oh yeah,
cheap- How
if
great
you
is
go
that?
if you go off the thing, wait till you start doing with your car.
the guy who invented that
Is
is the guy who invented those escalator at Menards. Have you ever been to Menards?
it's like this. So you're going down a ski slope.
Yeah. Shout out to Blake Ritter from the Roof Resource out of Metro Detroit. Good guys. They're also insurance repair restoration company. All Seasons Tree and Lawn Care. Dustin from Dustin Davis in Michigan. Shout out to all them. That's good. My ear.
Where's our boy from Advance? He's not ringing in today.
Oh, the Moss Boys. Yeah, they're probably mad at me. It's okay. I have a Kohler toilet. They want me to put Toto in.
Oh boy.
We all know Kohler.
Yeah.
Ryan, what's the best toilet?
The one that works properly and is properly installed.
My man.
Oh,
See,
look at that.
People listen to the show, right?
I mean,
You know,
that's
what?
a higher
whichever
done-
one's in
that's
your
a higher
house.
done- That's
Right, we
the way it
know that.
is. The
Eric, you listen, so you know. But I always tell people, what's the best furnace? What's the best roof? What's the best brick paver? What's the best plumbing? Right?
Yeah,
It's the one that's installed properly.
100%.
And by the way, it's legit. You know, it's
It is.
and I by the way, I did not invent that. I want everyone to know. You know, I want everyone to know I did not. The original statement was, "What's the best window?" And I remember hearing that, and it was the best window is the one that's installed properly. And I'm like, wow, that's like prophetic. Glenn Hagee, America's Master Handyman, may he rest in peace. He
Yep.
did it, and obviously I've known him forever. He didn't love me after I started the radio.
I've met him a few times.
He was the do-it-yourself guy, and I became the do-it-for-me guy, and it was like bitter enemies. But I humored him. I'm like, hey, man, I still have the best respect for him because he did know a lot.
He was a good guy.
Yeah,
When it came to hiring it done, he used to call me, hey, Adam, what do you do when you do this? Who do you do that? So we were like collaborators. But I hijacked that statement and converted it to everything else. So the best gas line is the one that's installed properly.
I would certainly think so. Yes.
Right. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We've got Greg Rapsidis from The Landscaper. We're going to talk about popular projects when we come back. Shelby Mechanical, missdig811.org. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We've got Ron Alexander from Shelby Mechanical
Good morning.
in studio. Eric Urbane in the co-host seat today. MissDig811.org. Welcome back, Eric.
Happy last weekend of winter.
Oh, that's a big one.
Did we have a winter?
That's
Right.
yeah.
Well, yeah. Well, I like
Not
it that
for
way.
ice fishing.
Yeah.
We got Greg Grapsidis from the landscaper. Greg, how long have you been doing landscaping?
Oh, since I was 17 years old.
So 60, 70 years?
So something like that, yeah.
What
A
city are you
long
out of, Greg?
time. We're out of Roseville. We service the Tri-County area, though. St. Clair.
You do, yeah. Let me ask you a question. My lawn guys, and I have great service where I live. The plow guys, because the road, I mean, they think the ground wasn't frozen. When they went around my circle driveway, they ripped up, the edge of the sod.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm looking at it, what do? Do you put some plant?
Try to put it back or cut it out and put some new stuff in there.
I don't do that.
Yeah. Did they put the little markers along the driveway?
Yeah, I got those sticks.
They do, and they just ran over the sticks.
Oh, yeah, they ruined everything. They did. The sticks are like on an angle.
Love it.
Hey, whatever. It's all good,
Hey,
right?
yeah, it's the middle of the night.
Put in rebar. They won't see what happens.
Oh, ooh.
There you go. Or unistrut. We'll hammer some unistrut in.
Okay, so you guys want to know what I did as a teenager? And I deserved that. Karma got me. Okay,
Oh, no.
here's the deal. Although I wanted to kill the owner of the house. I was 17, 18. You remember when everyone used to pile the leaves up in the street?
Yeah.
And then there'd be burning or whatever. Well, one guy didn't burn his leaves, but he had them all piled on leaves. And we would drive by through the pile and like the leaves flash everywhere, right? And he'd put it back the next day, and we would go every day. So sucker me on like the end of the week, like, let's go. I'm going to show you guys something. This guy put concrete blocks.
He showed you, didn't he?
Yeah, and I literally, it was dangerous. It was 1980, like 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And I blasted through, and I hit the thing, boom, boom, boom. And the air dam in my car, the wheel, something on the engine mount, just like $16,000 in damage at the time.
See, you're the guy. You're the reason I give out full-size candy bars and a bag of chips at Halloween. I tell the kids, listen, remember who gives you the full-size candy bars at Halloween?
Right.
Don't mess with my house.
I didn't think Pacers cost that much to have them fixed, did they?
Right, exactly. AMC Pacer.
My
With the hockey stick. thing.
wife had one of those when we met, a Pacer.
Well, that's funny how I knew about that. Remember the Gremlin?
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
when I was little, and I grew up in Bluefield Hills, the Oakland County child killer, and they said he drove a Gremlin with a hockey stick thing. And one of the kids that was murdered was in Franklin, and I live in Bloomfield, which is next door. And I'll never forget the FBI and the cops coming up and down the street telling us, look out, look out. So I would always like, that's a Gremlin. And anyone who drove a Gremlin was a murderer.
Yeah, on the
Those
lookout
little
for
cars,
them.
yeah, the Chevette. What a piece of garbage.
Well, cars have come a long way.
Yeah.
Who do you give credit for on that?
Engineers, I guess. And fools like us that spend that much money on a new car.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Hey, whatever it is, it is. So, look, it's getting better weather. People are planning home improvements. And I want to let everyone know, listen, if you're planning on a deck, if you're planning on a bathroom, if you're planning on big pavers, basement waterproofing, any of that, you better call now and get it scheduled. Get your pricing. Tell them what you got to do. And even if you don't want to do it to the end of summer, call them now and say, look, what do I got to do to get on the schedule to make sure that when I call into summer, you're not doing it Thanksgiving?
Yeah, true. And get an idea of pricing. So many people are blown away and they have an idea of pricing in their head. You get out there, like, wow, that's a lot more than I wanted to spend. So get an idea of pricing. Then you can really get an idea of what your project's going to consist of. If you need to get financing, we offer financing also. So
You guys do water features?
yeah,
Awesome. I want to do a waterfall or something. Pump
And I was going to ask you this. It's interesting. Greg, basement waterproof, I forgot that you do really good basement waterproofing work.
you always
Tell
forget
me-
every time I'm on the radio. You forget every
Do you
time
do
you
it
call
from
me.
the
I forget.
outside or
What's
the
my name?
inside?
We do it.
What's my
yeah.
name? Who am I? No, because go ahead. Tell everyone, because you've been doing so much outside landscaping and all the water management. I remember sending you things. People say, I got a pond in my backyard. How do I get water after the rain? I'd call you out there, and next thing you know, the homeowner's like, this is the greatest thing ever. And then, when water would come in the house, you're like, now we're going to take care of that.
So it just makes sense. We're outside, we're ripping out your landscaping. If you have a water problem, we can take care of your water problem. Your basement walls, it's not Michigan. It's not a question of when your basement's going to, or if your basement's going to leak. It's when your basement's going to leak. So a lot of things, we used to do basement waterproofing back in the day. We just got so inundated with the landscaping, we kind of got out of it, and slowly got back into it. And it makes sense because the basement waterproofing guys you call, they're not going to put your landscape back if they dig it up.
It's a great combo.
It's a great thing, So we do landscaping, basement waterproofing, and concrete.
Do you do any of the work inside, or you're
we do inside? No, we do inside work.
Cut
also.
around the whole interior.
It all depends on the scenario of the
We do
homeowner.
some of that, but we're not big fans of the guys hate hauling all that concrete out.
It's
a
hard work, and again,
we know who to send it off to now.
Yeah, it is.
You'll be getting some calls.
And you'll get some sticker shock when you call.
Oh yeah, it ain't.
So
it averaged
never easy.
$15,000 really.
Yeah, and you're not going to get a guy that can come out the next day or the next week or middle of summer last year. I don't care what company you called; they were booked out 6 to 8 weeks if they were even taking any more work.
Yeah, it's impossible to find the right guys today. I agree with you. It's really difficult.
Steve does that now. Iverson. They do the waterproofing before they finish the basement also.
Well, that's the reason. He was in the basement finishing business, and then he got into waterproofing because it was such a, it's a match.
So we tell people, if you're thinking about finishing your basement, invest some money in waterproofing because it's going to leak eventually, and then you're going to put $20,000 to $120,000 into your basement, and next thing you know, your basement's going to leak, and then you got to rip half of it out, if not all of it, to
it's
fix
like
the
pulling
problem.
teeth to get them to guide them the right way. Like put in a backup sump pump. You're putting all this money into your basement. If it floods, it doesn't do you any good. Or they'll put in $1,000 faucet, but they won't let us change the drain. I don't care how much your faucet works. If the water doesn't drain, you can't use this faucet. It makes no sense sometimes. You got to just really try to talk them through what they need to do.
Well, that's and that's interesting. So, how's the basement waterproofing business, Greg? Is it steady or up and down because we get a lot of rain, then it's dry? What happens?
So it follows an ebb and flow. So when it rains, obviously we get a lot more calls. When it's dry for a long period of time, you don't think about your basement until it's flooded. That's when you call. When you got a leak that's persisting, it doesn't bother you that much. Then when it gets a little more, then when you got to clean up the mess that, let's say you had some clothes down in the basement or a old piece of furniture and it gets wet and you got to haul it out, that's when you start thinking about it. So, and they call, and again, it's a process.
What kind of warranty you give on the basement waterproofing?
So inside's a lifetime warranty. The system we install is state of the art. Once you install it, the only problem you may have is if you're in an area where you have ochre or you have any kind of your soil's different. It might grow some algae. You might grow some different fungus inside the pipe. We have a treatment for that. That would be the only thing that would.
High iron, or the orange stuff.
Yeah, the only thing.
Some pumps eats them up.
Yeah, the only thing, and again, there's a chemical for that. And our pumps are state of the art. We have backup, Wi-Fi, all that kind of stuff goes right to your phone. Tells you if your pump. If
you guys put clean outs in each corner, so you can pour that stuff down. It's easier for us to jet it out that way when they get messy.
Clean outs, and then if you want to freshen your system up, disinfect it. Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. You just said most people don't do waterproofing till it leaks. That's smart, I guess. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
If you want to look at it that way, but then if you spend $100,000 to finish your basement and then it leaks, then you got to pull out your $100,000 that you spent to finish the basement. Insurance doesn't cover that, by the way, and then you have to.
All right, you win. You're right.
Back together.
I was just saying because I tell people not to replace their roof unless it's leaking. Unless they're like, oh, I don't like the color anymore, and spend that kind of. You know how many people would not do that?
If you're not finishing your basement, no, I wouldn't do it. But if you're going to finish your basement, for sure,
I agree.
Okay, well that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Do you have to call Miss Dig for basement waterproofing if you're digging on the inside of the house? I don't think so.
Inside, no.
No.
Outside, 100%.
Every time.
Yeah, we're going down to your drain tile. We're going down to the footing of your house. We're digging, around your house. We're pulling out bushes, concrete, whatever you've got going on there. That's a must.
All right,
I mean,
well,
that's one of the few kind of jobs on a residential site that you would actually get at that depth. Now you're actually taking into account your actual water and sewer.
Which perfect sense. 248-539-9797. Text us if you have a question. We're going to take a quick break. We have more to talk about. Hire It Done when we come back. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. If you need anything and you want to email me, friends and listeners, email me, adam@hireitdone.com if you have a question or a request for anything. Always go to hireitdone.com if you need anything else. We've got Greg Grapsidis in studio. His company's called The Landscaper. Greg, what if someone wants to get a hold of you? What they call you?
888-HIRE-TLS, The Landscaper.
Perfect.
www.hirethelandscaper.com. Check
That's
us out on
good.
Facebook at The Landscaper.
Or go to hireitdone.com.
There you go.
There you go. Eric Urbane from missdig811.org. It's going to be a banner year for you. Record setting.
That's what we anticipate. Busy year.
If you're a homeowner and you're hiring a contractor to do any work on the outside and he tells you to call, it's a no-no. Yeah. But if he doesn't call, someone better call.
We'd rather hear from the homeowner than nobody.
Yeah.
But
it's required by the contract.
Right.
And Ron, what's the prediction for Shelby Mechanical this year? How many gas lines are you going to break?
Pain. Who knows?
Well, let me ask you a question. Copper from the main to the house, the supply copper. Can they do plastic now?
Yeah, a lot of cities have gone to plastic. Some don't. Some do.
What's your opinion, being a plumber that's been?
It's a lot cheaper using plastic.
But does it last? Is it going to be like
plastic?
Is it going to have plastic in your kidneys?
No, I don't think there's a difference there. I mean, PEX is plastic. We use that everywhere now.
I like PEX.
I do too. I think it's a great thing.
Yeah.
Dumb down the trade, but
it'll kill us in 30 years. Don't worry about it.
Right.
Yeah,
It'll be long gone anyways.
Yeah, but in 30 years we're going to have med beds. Right?
You should be frozen. We got to keep you around.
Oh,
man.
100%. At least lift the head up. Put his
display case somewhere.
Cryo freeze me. Let me just tell you
exactly. Right next to Walt Disney.
Cryo freeze his head. Put him on a different body when it's time.
I want you to know that I looked into that. Okay.
Oh, that doesn't shock me.
And then I went down a rabbit hole, and then I came up the rabbit hole, and Elon Musk has that neural link.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that neural link, supposedly you can download your whole brain. So I'm just going to have it on a USB drive. I'm going to give it to my kid and say, Max,
There you go.
here's me. When technology changes, just plug it in, and I'll be like,
ready.
Right?
Put your head on.
By then they'll be able to plug the chip into a robot, and you can be a robot.
I'm down.
There you
Robot,
go.
Adam.
Robot,
Yeah. AI Helfman.
right?
There you go.
Adam GPT. Grok Adam. Hey, you never know, right? You
Put your head on Schwarzenegger's body. That'd be a look.
I'll be back. No, it's okay. So if someone wants to get something done for their house, Greg, and they call you for landscaping, what are they getting calls for now? What are people calling you for right now?
Everything from
They're like, they know. I better call them
they
out.
know. It's in the weather being a little warmer. We get in these warm spells with 70-degree weather. Everybody goes outside in their yard, and everybody wants everything done right away. And they're calling and get on the schedule. We can take care of any of your needs.
Do you guys cut grass too?
No.
Company?
No grass, no snow.
Not yet.
No, just landscaping, waterproofing.
You were
and
smart.
concrete.
You made the right pivot.
Yeah.
Which I want to ask a question. Earthing. You ever heard of earthing? Grounding?
Yeah.
I just got sheets in the mail.
Okay.
Grounding sheets. You know what grounding sheets are, Eric?
I'm scared to ask.
Ron, do you know what grounding sheets are?
Completely off topic, isn't it?
Well, it's earth.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you walk outside, you take your shoes off and your socks off, and your body touches the earth. You become connected.
Have you been watching
Frequencies.
Gary Brecka?
Oh, I love him.
Me too.
Hydrogen water. I bought it because of him.
I love that guy.
Is he legit though?
I don't know, but
He
he
talks
sounds
really good.
It sounds like he's legit.
Yeah,
I'll
right?
follow him. I don't care.
I want to pay him to say, and if you're thinking of home improvement, Hire It Done is the absolute best place to go. Thanks, Gary.
Oh God, if we can get him to endorse Hire It Done, it'd be the end of the world.
Okay, so my sheets,
Yeah.
they have silver lining in them. Okay, woven through the sheets, and then all that silver is connected to a plug, and you plug my sheets in.
Your
and
bed sheets?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it goes-
It's a bed.
And then the plug goes into the outlet, but the two prongs, it's a 3-prong. The top 2 prongs are plastic, but the little one in the middle is
ground.
wood,
Is to
and that's the ground. So what it does is it takes your sheets, you're in the ground, so you're grounded. You sleep on it, and supposedly does something. I don't know yet, but I'm putting them on today.
What does it do? What's
Yeah.
it supposed to do?
It's supposed to Google it. I don't know.
it's supposed to Google it. It changes your cellular composition.
Yes, yeah.
It instead of your cells binding together and you got free radical bad cells,
I'll tell you next week.
aerates them.
Isn't that why they have gummies?
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah. Take a gummy and lay on the mat. There you go.
Just had a quick little power surge. It sounds like the origin story for a superhero. Or
Yeah,
something.
exactly.
Oh, you know what? I would become a
You could be the
superhero,
Hulk, just like on your arm.
right?
Adam the Hulk.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. I'm getting my whole. Get my left arm done.
There you go.
I'm
Who's
gonna
going to be
do-
on that?
You ready?
Spider-Man or something?
No, I got Spider-Man right here.
Oh, that's right.
I'm gonna do DC Comics. So here's the greatest thing ever. You ready? I'm doing Superman, Batman, Flash, Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman.
The Green
So
Lantern.
I got DC on my
Gotta put
side.
Kato on there with.
Which Wonder Woman are you gonna do?
Oh, well, that's the thing. I'm gonna either do the logos or the actual, but I'm gonna do like Dark Knight Batman. Superman. I'll do like the later one with the bigger muscles. But on the elbow down, I'm gonna do villains. The Joker,
Oh, you got the Penguin.
Penguin,
Oh, I got to have the Penguin.
and then I'm gonna do Lex Luthor. But Lex Luthor is gonna be my face. How great is that?
Love it. Love it.
My guy
Love
said,
it.
my tattoo guy says, look, I can make you, and we'll put LL like Lex Luthor, a white suit, black, like almost like Saturday Night Live, but your round fat head, no hair, Lex Luthor look.
Who is your tattoo guy?
Christian Slika from Nine Lives Tattoos
Where's that at? I've heard of that.
in Ferndale. I book him for a whole day at a time, once a month for a year, because it's the only way to get it done. But the pain I got, I'm worried, but I'm doing it. I don't care. 55 years old, I'm getting tattoos of superheroes.
Have you
There's
tried
something
that
wrong
cream?
with me.
That cream, does that help at all? Have you
Cream.
tried it?
I have Dr. Pimple Popper come into the studio and inject me.
No kidding.
Yeah, I don't feel nothing. That's the way to do it. Everyone's like, "You're such a wuss." I'm like, "No, man."
I'm smart.
Yeah.
Why endure the pain if you don't have
Right.
to?
Well, that's the problem. I can't. Here's what it is. The pain is number one, but number two, I can't sit still.
That's the worst.
It's called spilkus. You know what that is? It's a Yiddish word. Spilkus is ants in your pants. And I was always told that, so I can't sit still. So either I take a Xanax, I take the vape, or I do it all and get injected. But the other thing is, I got to tell my guy Christian, if you're listening, we got to get you a new chair. That 1950s dental chair or a barber chair that he
good.
turned tattoos in. There's got to be a modern, Tempur-Pedic, something
nice
good.
lazy boy.
Right?
Memory foam
Yeah.
Right. And
massages
so
you while you're getting it done.
that's the best part. And I think the grounding gets rid of the spilkus.
It might.
Mike Harvey,
Might be something.
he told me that.
Bring a doctor and knock you out. If you wake
that was
up,
the
it's
other
done.
Well, I thought about doing anesthesia.
Yeah.
I saw that on like
They
the
do
dental
that?
guy. Yeah, you can, but here's why. I'm doing the whole side of my body, and I figured I could do the side
That's
and my
gonna
other
hurt. The
at the same
ribs.
time. Bring in an anesthesiologist, put me under IV, and go to bed. And then 6 to 8 hours later, like you have like 3 tattoo artists working on you. You wake up, you're in a lot of pain. You're swollen, your body's sweating ink.
Right.
But then you're good. And
I
then you
talked
die
to-
of ink poisoning the next day.
I talked to a guy who's going to have my chest being ripped open with hands and look inside. It was all plumbing pipes and everything.
Oh, that's a great one.
But he said your chest is so painful, man, to have it done.
Nice. You put the cream on, you get the lidocaine. It's a done deal.
I mean, the arms are fine.
You old guys are wimps.
Painless tattoo. Wow, I did the lion
Yeah?
without.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the infinity stones on the crown. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I got it all going on. Meanwhile, it's a couple years. It looks
Did you
good.
buy a motorcycle yet?
I'm not doing a motorcycle.
Okay.
No, I got a sports car.
Don't. It's chaos. I got rid of mine. There's just too many people texting. I've been run off the road. Best thing I did was sell them.
Eric, what about you? You got any tattoos?
No, not opposed to them. I just never.
You ever did it?
Yeah.
I didn't do it. I had a midlife crisis,
Yep.
and that's when I did it.
I got mine done in the service. I had to get them redone, though. It was so long
Well,
ago.
how old are you? 50s?
60. I'll be 64 this year.
Wow. Good for you, brother. And so you were in the service. Well, you were a Coast Guard, I remember.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop, Coast Guard,
The
floods.
intelligent branch.
The intelligent branch. I guess you could call it that way. Have you ever been in the service?
No.
You haven't. I was in the service. The service dog business. No kidding.
God bless our men and women though in the service.
Okay.
Yeah,
We
they
as
need to
we
be
wrap it
treated
up,
better.
Eric, what do we have to tell our audience about Miss Dig before we go?
Whether you're doing it yourself, you're hiring it out, there is no job too insignificant, too small, and too shallow to call us.
And is it all digital now? Just go online.
Yep, misdig811.org is a good place to go. If you do want to call us, number's pretty easy. It's
MISSDIG811.org or just 811, right? Don't call 911, call 811.
That's right.
Mr. Shelby.
I disagree with everything you just said.
You need to go to confession again, my friend.
Let's get those Nilla wafers. I'm gonna
Father
close the
Adam,
chocolate chip
that's
ones.
all I got to say, Father
Hey, Greg,
Adam.
real quick as we wrap it up.
888-HIRE-TLS. 888
Or go to Hire It Done.
TLS. Or go to Hire It Done.
All right, everyone. I appreciate you listening. Thank you. I'm grateful for my audience. I will be here next week. We're having a great time. Don't forget to Hire It Done. Have a great weekend.